If you've been in business at least 5 years, maybe even 8 years ago, you probably remember when Facebook ads, you could literally just throw up any ad and all of a sudden a bunch of your customers come rushing to your door. We all know that's not this day and age anymore. You can still have success, but I need to introduce to you Google local service ads because this is what Facebook used to be and you need to implement this. So today, of course, we're going to talk about what is Google local service ads or LSA, and more importantly, why you need to either replace Facebook with this or integrate this to coincide with Facebook or the paid social ads that you're running right now. We're going to walk through how to set up an account, what pitfalls to avoid or things to be aware of when you are running these LSA ads, how to integrate this into your current systems, and then why you need to get started today or at least sooner than later. I'm Zack Herman. I was once a web developer who turned a side gig into a 7-figure marketing agency called Automated Practice. We help health and wellness practices grow, and I just love sharing what I've learned growing hundreds of practices and then also what I've learned from growing my own agency to that 7 figures. So whether you're a seasoned marketer or just a local business owner who's never ran ads before, this is going to be amazing for you. You're going to learn a lot about Google local service ads, and then you're going to be able to walk away with what you need to do to grow your business today. So for those that are running Facebook ads, you likely know about the things I'm going to talk about. But for those who are not, it's beneficial to quickly talk about what those frustrations and annoyances and roadblocks are for Facebook ads in the current day that we live in right now. So just quickly touching on this, one of the biggest ones years ago was the iOS 14 release, in which, long story short, Apple allowed users to opt out of being tracked. And then that sort of did a snowball effect to all types of companies and brands being very privacy focused. So we now have a harder time tracking these users, unfortunately. So on top of that, Facebook continually updates their algorithm. So you're dealing with things that might have worked 8 years ago. Didn't matter, just throw up an ad, target who you want, and you're going to win. And then if you go back maybe even 4 years, the strategy there was to target, really fine-tune target your audience. Now, the broader the audience, the better. And then you let Facebook do the targeting based on your ad copies and your visuals and so forth. So it's gotten maybe a little less difficult to target, but maybe a little more complicated, and it's just hard to stay on those trends. And then the biggest thing is that every business is running Facebook ads. And so the competition is higher, the cost per lead or the cost per acquisition is higher. And then your audience has seen all these offers that you might think of. So you need to get creative, and it's just a tougher time with these Facebook or Meta ads. All right, let's jump right in and let's take a visual peek at what exactly is Google local service ads. I created this graphic here, inspired mostly from what a search result typically looks like. For the audio listeners, I'm going to describe what we're looking at here, but this is absolutely amazing, and you should be excited about this because we are seeing the results of Chiropractor San Diego typed into the search bar for Google. And now we're looking at the very top, above even those who are doing Google ads, we're looking at a section here that is the local service ads. And the first thing I want to point out here is you get this check mark next to the results that say license verified by Google. Now you do go through a verification process, but this separates you from all your competitors, and it builds trust for those that are looking for you or your competitors. So of course, there's a verification process involved with this, but what that does is that sets you above your competitors, and then that builds that trust with the client or patient or whoever's coming to see you. And then, like we can see here, the second thing I want to show is that you are, like I said, above all these search results. And this is paid and organic. You are at the very top. What I think is the coolest thing is that you only pay for qualified leads. We like to focus on the phone call. And so you only pay for these qualified calls. And this isn't just an agency saying this. This is Google saying this. So you literally go through those leads, or in this case, those calls, and the ones that aren't in your area or are looking for a different service and just were not qualified, you just mark those as not qualified and you don't pay for those. There's always these pay per leads offers or pay per appointment, pay for whatever. This is the true one that the actual advertiser is not charging you for these unqualified leads. So when we're talking why Google local service ads over Meta ads or Facebook ads, it's showing you right here all these reasons that we just went over. First of all, when we're talking Google versus Facebook, or even, search engine in general versus paid social ads in general, no matter what the social platform is we're talking intent versus interruption. And intent means that somebody went and searched chiropractor San Diego, whereas on social media, the interruption based is you're just trying to scroll and do your thing and pass time, but you're just scrolling and then these advertisers pop up and try to capture your attention and interrupt and place an offer in front of you that they feel is relevant, and hopefully you click on that. Now, of course, we love both forms of advertising, but this is the difference between intent and interruption-based marketing. Now, with this, the other benefit is that you're going to get these higher quality leads because you're literally only paying for high quality leads. In some cases, when we talk higher quality leads, you think higher priced leads. That could be the case here, but that also could not be the case because with Facebook, there's so much competition right now, like we talked about, that your cost per lead is just going to be through the roof regardless of quality in some cases. That cost per qualified lead could actually end up being less with Google than it is on Facebook. So keep all that in mind. Navigating over to the Google Service Ads website here, you can see it's going through a lot of the stuff that we covered, and it is rolling out to more and more industries. And so if you're in these industries, we have home, business, health, learning, care, wellness, beauty, and automotive. If you're in those industries, obviously a lot of those have sub niches. So business is including all these here. If you're listening, these are things from cell phone repair to lawyers to financial planning to real estate and taxes and so forth. And jumping into health here, one of my favorites because we help health and wellness practices grow. This is one of the newest niches that it's going out for. So that's why it's very imperative to start now. So of course, chiropractor, dentist is on there, dermatologist is on there, podiatrist, primary care, etc. There's a lot jumping on here. So because this is rolling out for these very popular niches, now is the time. Yesterday is the time. So Google breaks it down into tell us what your service is, basically set the budget, go through the verification process, and then you go live. This is eliminating that tough barrier of entry that you might have. Of course, there's the management of it. You don't have to get super creative like you might have to with the paid social ads. So then the way to get started is you can actually calculate your budget. What Google does is they actually give you an estimate of what the cost per qualified lead is going to be, which is killer. So if we enter in a postal code here, and let's say for round numbers, we want 20 leads a month, and then go ahead and select the industry that you're in. We're going to stay on topic here with chiropractic. And if we estimate our budget, we have about 1,500 to 2,200 for 20 leads. All right, if you're doing the math on that, and I definitely pause this to do that, you're looking at $75 to $110-ish per lead. That is fantastic. That number might run to this lower end all the way up to maybe $250 a lead. If you're in this industry, you might know that each patient is worth thousands when we're talking about lifetime value. So even if this cost per lead is $500, you might be willing to do that because you're going to absolutely see a return. So let's jump in and get started setting up the account. When you first jump in here, it has a little blurb about Google Guaranteed. And this is something that you're going to apply for automatically when you're doing this LSA process. The cool thing with Google Guaranteed is if the customer is not satisfied with the process, they back you up so much that they may even refund that customer. Honestly, the difference between the two when just a consumer is looking at that check and what it says, either licensed verified by Google or Google Guaranteed, it's not going to make or break them. But right now, I believe it's solely for health practices, at least saying licensed verified by Google. The Google Guaranteed is there for other niches. But if we go ahead and click continue, if we jump in and stick with that zip code we were doing, and we go ahead and select chiropractic. So obviously checking availability is a very important step, and it looks like this is very available for the zip code, and it is just reiterating the things that I find and you will find very exciting. That is appear in the top results, only pay for real leads, and build your local reputation. So you're building that trust and that reputation with that Google badge. And then if your business name is different from the one that you registered your business with, then you must put that here, because we need to go through this verification process with as much detail as possible so that it's as short as possible. This verification process can take about a week, but it could also take up to a month. So just make sure that you're entering the information correctly, and then you'll see the lower end of that approval process. So you want to enter the number of, they call them field workers. Obviously, if you're a chiropractor, that would be the amount of chiropractors and associates. You want to put in the year founded, and then the business address. And then, of course, it says, is this a location that customers can visit, like a store or an office? Obviously, yes. So then you get to choose the service area that you want. So if people are searching, in this case, chiropractor near me, you can add zip codes or cities, and then you can also exclude certain areas. So if you choose a large area, then you can exclude smaller areas within that. But one thing I always like to keep in mind with when we talk about targeting is think about, how often these clients, or in this case, patients, are going to come see you, and just think about if it is worth it for them, if it's not a hassle for them to drive to your area on whatever frequency that they should be coming in. So don't just try to target as many people as you can. You're going to start wasting money on the people who don't want to drive that far. So then you get to even detail the services that you offer that are related to, in this case, chiropractic. So some of the ones that they give you are chronic pain, muscle stiffness, sciatica, soft tissue therapy, obviously chiropractic adjustments, whiplash. So that would be for the personal injury. Chiropractors would really like that one. And then there's many more here. And then it asks you for the professional license verification, basically just that, of course, you are licensed. And basically this is just saying that you are telling the truth, that you do have a license. And then just go ahead and uncheck the days that you're open, and you will set those hours there. So this section is self-explanatory. Go ahead and click next. So then they allow you to preview your ad here. This is the business name at the top, and then the reviews, license verified by Google. So that's that amazing thing that pops up near your ad that people will be like, oh, wow, this guy is trustworthy. So they'll see that and just have that extra trust in that even Google backs you and you've gone through that verification with them. So then there's just a couple checkboxes left, and that is the onboarding terms that you can read. And then with at least this health practice, they're wanting you to assure that you are HIPAA compliant and check that box. I hope that if you are a health practice, you are HIPAA compliant. So then you jump into the verification process. So the first one is billing information. Then there's the general liability insurance. This is particular for a chiropractor because that's the example we're going through. But you need to submit your liability insurance, and then there's a verification process that could take a couple days there. There's the background check, so you go through that. They make sure you're a good human and all that. You then go to your business profile, and then when you do that, you just need to select the business profile that you have here, or connect it if you don't already have that with the account you're using now. And then if you have customer reviews in a different account, this is very good if you have a lot of 5-star reviews. If you don't have a lot, you can still have success on this platform, and it also gets you more reviews because of that increased visibility. But if you do have good reviews, this is even going to be better for you. Then you jump into budget, and it's asking you to set your weekly budget. And so it is a bidding platform. So this will increase or decrease based on what your competitors are willing to pay. And so that's another reason why you want to jump into this now, because if your competitors are willing to pay more and more are jumping on and it's bidding, it's just going to go up and up and up. So get in now. So then it gives you a few options here, and then it selects one that they recommend for you. Just a little over 1,000 a week could get you 7 leads, depending on how well your ad does. And then it tells you what the monthly could be. And then you could set your own budget as well. So then the last box here is particular to those field workers, in this case, chiropractors. You upload their liability insurance. You even upload a photo or a headshot of that individual, education, degree, etc. And that essentially completes this verification process. If that sounds overwhelming to you and you're just like, this is too much, I'm out, I urge you to reconsider even deeper into your business, because these small hurdles shouldn't stop you from possibly becoming the number one in your area. So I highly encourage you to jump in on this today, and don't let just a small verification process. These kind of things are the things that could be the breakthrough in your business. So some of the common pitfalls with Google local service ads, and this is more so for the industries that have been approved for quite some time, is just like with Google ads, is that the big pockets are always winning and at the top. So, like I said earlier, as the competition grows, the competitors with the most money often are showed higher. And so that might bump you down. So that's a big reason and why you want to, for sure, start as soon as you can. Another thing to be aware of that you may have not considered is that you have this platform in which all these leads are coming in and calling, and you have the ability to mark leads as unqualified. And now picture a scenario where you and your competitor, all else equal, the competitor is paying for 95% of the leads. They're not just going crazy with marking everything as unqualified. And then if you think about you, and if you're doing that and you're marking everything that is just even slightly disqualified as a non-qualified lead, then what's Google going to do? They need to make money. So they're going to send the leads more often to the folks that are actually paying for these. So, definitely mark the ones that are unqualified, but just kind of be wary of that thought. So how can we integrate Google local service ads into our current marketing play? If you are running Meta or Facebook ads right now, I highly suggest continue doing that, but go through that verification process, because that can take a few weeks. And also, if you're a brand new business and you're just looking to start ads, I would still start Facebook ads to sort of help that gap in that verification process. And then, because Facebook ads and Meta ads and so forth, you can get running super quick, and you can get results even quicker. So the timeline that we like to do is start with Facebook ads and also get that verification process started. And then, after a couple weeks to upwards of a month, both of those are going to run, and you'll quickly get some insight as to which one is performing the best. You want to look all the way down that sales funnel or what have you as to which platform is bringing the most qualified leads. If they both are, then keep them both running if you can afford it. But if, you want to look deep into, not just the lowest cost per lead, you want to look deep into, okay, John Doe was a fantastic patient that came in and has been with us for quite some time and continues to come back. He came from Google local service ads or Meta. So have that tracking in there, and just, track the individuals that are those qualified patients that come in and sign on and continue to come in. And then you might be able to shut off one platform completely, or at least delegate your budget into the one that's most beneficial for you. Another tactic you can do while you're waiting for that verification process that we do a lot for our clients is we start to implement some of those systems that you don't need any paid ads for. So like that referral system, a reactivation system where you get those past patients in. And then again, on that referral system is where you get your clients to be brand ambassadors for you, and they start spreading the word about your business and grow your practice that way. So implement these systems while you're waiting for that verification process if you don't want to run those Meta ads in that between time. So I truly believe that this is as close as we're getting to what Facebook looked like 5+ years ago, where it was that blue ocean of get in now and you will have success. I mean, we have clients that we've been running ads for since 2018 on Meta and Facebook, and they're still crushing it with ads that are like 5 years old. They just got in early, and in these platforms like that. There's other benefits to starting now too. You're not dealing with all your competitors coming in and raising the prices. And then maybe you're a newer business and you need to get that momentum. This is it. You're going to get reviews through this, so you're going to get your reputation going. So this is that snowball effect that you've been looking for, and also a way to not have to pay, just pay Meta for the ad spend, day after day, and just sort of cross your fingers. Whereas with this, you're paying for the actual lead, whether that's the call, the message, or the booking. So even with Google, you're just paying when they click on it. But with Google local service ads, you're paying for when they actually do that action that you want them to. I hope that you jump in, you see if you're eligible, and then you see what kind of budget that they're going to need from you. And then hopefully you implement that for your business. And if you are a practice owner, chiropractor, med spa, etc., and you want us to do this for you, of course, at Automated Practice, we have a all-in package that just includes the Google LSA. We do the Facebook and Meta ads to start. We have the systems and everything to help you practice. And if you would like to hear more about these tips to grow your business or your agency, I urge you to click like and subscribe. Thanks.